This is, what is it?
I wrote it down for you. Look at my title.
Can't see it.
Friday Fabulous Florida.
It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
We begin this edition with a Florida man contracting flesh-eating bacteria after being bitten by a relative while trying to break up a fight at a family function.
What?
I don't even know how it gets more Florida than
Are you
that.
willing to bet your lunch?
I am indeed willing to bet my lunch. There is alcohol involved.
Or meth.
Florida, or that whatever.
That sounds like bath salts, actually.
Yeah, bath salts, I was going to say. So the Florida man survived an infection of flesh-eating bacteria that he got in what they call bizarre fashion from another man while trying to break up a fight.
Is there a non-bizarre fashion?
I don't know. Donnie Adams attending a family event in Tampa Bay in February when two relatives began to tussle. This, according to the Daily Mail UK, interestingly enough. Adams attempted to get between them, but one of them ended up biting his leg before he could stop the fight. He immediately went to the hospital and got a tetanus shot and antibiotics, but apparently things only got worse. By the third day, he said, "My leg was very sore. I couldn't walk. It was very warm and very painful." And he eventually went back to the hospital, told he had necrotizing fasciitis, more commonly known as flesh-eating bacteria. It enters through breaks in the skin, travels through the muscle sheath, and destroys the healthy tissue. They had to do surgery to cut out the infected tissue in his thigh, which they think came from the bite. 70% of the tissue in the front of Adam's thigh needed to be cut out. He said, "You're torn between being as aggressive as you can be to stop the infection from spreading and leaving as much tissue behind so it won't take 2 years to heal." But they say if he hadn't gone to the emergency room when he did, he would probably have been in septic shock or maybe even died.
I mean, I have a photo of this. Yeah. I'll quickly flash this on screen and then
it's kind of yucky.
Clearly biting a little differently in Florida.
It's pretty yucky. You can see that big black mark there under the glove. That's the tissue they had to cut out. Because if you don't cut out the tissue, the bacteria or the necrotizing fasciitis just keeps growing and eating more tissue. So you have to try to stop it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that happened to him all over trying to break up a fight at a family function. Dude, that's horrible. Yeah. That's pretty good.
There's never been anything like this.
Next in the lineup, we have this Florida woman who, as one does sometimes, felt like she needed to steal an ambulance because, that's a fun Friday night is what that is. This Florida woman arrested after she stole an ambulance with an employee inside and then crashed it. Yeah.
That's kidnapping, isn't it?
Crashed it not once, but twice.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Let me do that again for you if you didn't see it the first time. Broward County deputy said the woman stole the ambulance near University Drive and McNabb Road in Tamarack. Where is that, John Daly?
Right by the Whole Foods.
Indeed it is. The employee was able to get out of the vehicle safely before the first crash. While deputies were searching for the ambulance, the woman was involved in a hit and run. No one was hurt. A little while later,
did you really just do that?
The vehicle crashed into a tree. It was believed the woman got out before the ambulance hit the tree. Then she had to get into a different ambulance to be taken to the hospital for her injuries.
Did she steal that one too?
Yeah, no, that one was.
Do you think she remembered to turn on the lights?
Idea, but it just might work.
Do you think she remembered to turn the lights on? The sirens.
I mean, you got you're in the driver's seat. You see all the buttons. You got to start pressing buttons.
Yeah, right. You have to have fun.
I don't think she had the proper protocols in place to know how to handle that.
The processes.
Yeah, no processes, protocols, and standards for the lights and sirens.
So you might want to try it one more time just to run that back.
Yeah,
press the buttons, see how that goes comparatively to the crashing twice.
So let's talk about this Florida man with heroin, meth, arrested after breaking into a private patio to do what? Charge his phone. Because that's really
heroin
important.
and meth?
Yes.
Is that like a choose your own adventure? Because that's a different, party.
This Florida man found himself behind bars on burglary charges and drug charges after authorities say he broke into the patio of a home in Hernando County to charge his phone. The deputies say they were called to this home on Melicano Avenue after a woman discovered a strange man sitting on her patio when she went to let her dogs out. An off-duty deputy first to arrive at the home says he saw this man who appeared to be very relaxed, sitting on the patio, charging his phone at their electrical outlet. The deputy detained him and said the man told him he thought he was at his girlfriend's house, but admitted he didn't really know her address.
Okay, half of his face looks like heroin there on the right, and then the left side looks like meth.
Well, this is what happens when you try to do both. You've got to pick one at a time. The homeowner says she told the police she does not know this man, but he's identified as Anthony Stravino. She says, I did not give this person permission to be on my property. They found a small plastic baggie of heroin where he was sitting. They found another bag of heroin on him and a bag of methamphetamines in a small zippered case on his backpack.
What the hell is going on in the United States of America?
Which had several empty plastic baggies, a used syringe, and a scale. He is now charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling, trafficking of a controlled substance, possession of narcotics, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So
that's a total rookie move, because if you want to charge your phone, what you do is you take your clothes off and you go down to Starbucks, right?
That's right. And
that's what they do in Florida.
That's an eye. Right. Then you're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think it is a rookie move. I think he could have done much better. Next, let's talk about this Florida man's animal sanctuary, overrun by 600 rapidly multiplying pigs. He says, I can't take this anymore.
They do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for.
Poor piggies. They round up more than 600 pigs from this so-called animal sanctuary in Florida. Isn't a sanctuary supposed to be peaceful and safe? Yeah, but the owner was overwhelmed and had to call for help. They say it took about 4 days for officers in Escambia County to capture so many pigs on this 8-acre property used by this group called In Loving Swineness Sanctuary. Last year, the sanctuary,
a little too much loving, right?
In Loving Swineness had about
Smash
150
with your iron rod.
150 miniature pigs that its owners were using to remove invasive grass around the Florida Panhandle.
That's ironic.
But they were prolific breeders, these little piggies, and their population swelled to more than 600. Sanctuary operator calling the agency last week saying, I just can't take it anymore. During the roundup, the pigs showed zero interest. How is a pig supposed to show interest in cooperating with animal control officers? They say they had to leave several of the larger hogs behind to make sure that no one got hurt. They say it's very difficult when you're dealing with so many animals, and that it shouldn't be the county's responsibility to clean up somebody else's mess like that. The captured pigs divided up, trucked off to farms and other new homes outside the county, and the landowner cited for violating a local zoning ordinance, and he gets a $250 fine.
It was wrong, it was stupid, and I'm trying to be a better person.
Remember to spay and neuter your pigs.
Oh, man. That doesn't sound like much of a sanctuary, I'm telling you. Let's see. We got another one here for you. Do we have time for another one? We do.
Yeah.
A Florida man accused of stealing endangered tortoises and rare comics worth thousands. This story seems familiar to me. I don't know if we did this or not.
Oh, we might have done this one already. We could just
have we done it? Okay.
Over this one.
Okay, well,
yeah, what a combination, John. I don't think John was around for this story, but yeah, what a combination. A tortoise, $10,000 tortoises, and comic books were stolen.
Hey, when you're into rare items.
the collectibles. But let's go to this one. Florida woman spots enormous crocodile sunbathing in moored boat. This is happened in Isla Mirada, Florida. A 10-foot reptile apparently taking a liking to the spot on this woman's boat. The boat captain, Jenna Greer, says he kind of lives here now. She said, I'm coming to work in the early morning to set up my boat that's docked next to this derelict one. And he was just there. He's there often, actually. There he is on the boat. And he's aware that I'm around, but not so shy as to jump into the water and swim away like other crocs in the area. No, he just jumps right into that opening there and sunbathes right on the pool deck. Crocodile stays for about 30 to 40 minutes after she first saw him. They don't know exactly how long he's been on the boat. They've been known to stay on the boat overnight as well, so she said he could have been there longer. But yeah, I guess maybe this is just his hangout now.
Well, he's probably an Instagram influencer. So, he's just there to take some photos.
There's never been anything like this.
I think that's kind of cute. She said he wants a boat ride too. So why not? She posted this on Facebook. It got like over 1,000 likes almost instantly. They're not allowed to feed these animals in Florida because I guess it causes them to become really aggressive. And so she just kind of has to let it be. And I guess you don't go anywhere on the boat until the crocodile decides it's time to jump off. And he was not jumping off. He just wanted to stay out there and hang out.
Well, a lot of people end up feeding crocodiles in Florida.
Feeding them
these
their
are
arm.
actually rare species, like because this is an American crocodile, which isn't an alligator, which is the one that is in abundance. So these are kind of rare creatures here. There's only like 2,000 of them left in captivity, so it is a kind of a protected species.
Oh, well, all right. Let us have one last story here on the old FFF, because this, I think, is really a Florida hallmark. There is a man that was arrested while robbing a store wearing a box. I guess that was his outfit of choice. He stole, allegedly, $15,000 worth of phones and cash. And they say he was thinking outside the box. No, he was inside the box. He entered iRepair Tech in Miami Gardens while wearing a cardboard box on his head. As one does. The store's owner said the man shattered the store's glass displays, stole 19 iPhones and $8,000 in cash. He's seen in this video with a box on his head, but then the box fell off of his head, showing his face in full view of the camera. Can't afford a mask. I'll just wear this box. Yeah, I'm going to take this stuff. I can kind of see out the bottom of the box.
That was just sloppy right there.
Yeah, that was sloppy.
It's a wild idea, but it just might work.
And I will say that the store owner asked around to see if anybody saw him. And eventually he learned the suspect was drinking with friends at a liquor store close to the crime scene. I'd be willing to bet, right? I'm telling you, he was arrested on charges of grand theft, burglary, criminal mischief, cocaine possession, and resisting an officer.
Sayonara, sucker!
Congratulations. I think you've got them all. A box.
That's a very San Francisco story.
You think so? With the box,
I could have seen that happening downtown on Market Street. Yeah, definitely.
So we need to have your favorites, but let's review. We have the man trying to break up a family fight who gets infected with flesh-eating bacteria after being bitten by a relative. We have the man who wanted to charge his phone, so he broke onto a private patio and was found with heroin and meth. We have the fine woman who stole an ambulance and crashed it twice. We have the animal sanctuary in loving swineness overrun with pigs. We have the sunbathing crocodile on the boat, and we have the man wearing a box on his head stealing the cell phones and the cash. What's your favorite, John Daly?
I kind of like the guy who broke into the patio because he had multiple drugs, right? He had meth and heroin, so he was kind of keeping his options open. I kind of like that.
Okay.
It's very Florida. It's very Florida.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Albert?
Kind of like the pig story because it's kind of ridiculous because he started out with 150 and ended up with 600. Obviously, and he only ended up with a $250 fine. And people took his pigs, so it all ended well, and it's just a crazy headline and story.
John Slade says Joe Box is the winner. I see a lot of box. Yeah, box. Flesh-eating bacteria from Elise. Box man. Yeah, box head. Box man.
Eating bacteria is not very fabulous.
Well,
I mean, it's Florida, but
you're bitten by a relative while trying to break up a fight at a family function.
That's true.
Come on,
that's
some good stuff right there. Flesh-eating bacteria. So Florida. Necrotizing flesh. Yeah, Joe Box. Max Headroom. I'm gonna say flesh-eating bacteria. You know, normally I pick the alligator, but I have to go.
You mean
with
the crocodile?
The crocodile, but
And by the way, good croc knowledge, Albert.
It was very impressive.
Yeah.
So did you do a poll, Albert?
For as long as I have, you know that crocodiles are a rare thing, you know, and not quite your alligator. It's a bigger alligator, so.
Yeah. The only nude story was the alligator. That's true. We didn't have a lot of nudity today. That's a bit of a disappointment, but we'll get it next time.
Well, I like how they said he was sunbathing. I think he was just existing.
Okay, more nerdy knowledge. It's a cold-blooded creature, so it probably was sunbathing.
Oh.
So
well, it's always sunbathing,
it
right?
needed the sun, not actually just trying to get a tan, you know.
All right. So I don't know. Did you do a poll, Albert?
I did, and it didn't work, but
okay.
That's
all
par
right.
for the course, right? Whoever is producing this thing.
That is okay. And this is Friday Fabulous Florida.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now, here.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.